Have you ever made a decision and felt entirely in control, like the choice was yours and yours alone? Like you could have just as easily chosen a different path? This sense of freedom of being the master of our own destiny is deeply ingrained in our psyche. This feeling of autonomy, of free will, is fundamental to our human experience. It shapes our identity and influences our actions. But what if this feeling is just that, a feeling, an illusion crafted by our minds to give us a sense of control? What if our choices, our desires, and even our thoughts are not truly our own? What if they are influenced by factors beyond our conscious awareness? This is the unsettling question at the heart of the free will debate, a debate that challenges the very essence of what it means to be human. It's a question that has plagued philosophers and scientists for centuries. From ancient thinkers to modern scholars, the quest to understand free will has been relentless. It's a question with profound implications for how we understand ourselves, our actions, and our place in the universe. It touches on our sense of purpose and our moral compass. In this exploration, we will delve into the depths of this debate, examining the arguments for and against the existence of free will. We will look at the evidence and the reasoning behind each perspective. We will explore different philosophical perspectives, from the compatibilism of Daniel Dennett to the illusionism of Sam Harris. Each viewpoint offers a unique lens through which to view our choices, and we will confront the implications this debate has for our understanding of morality and responsibility. How do we hold ourselves and others accountable if free will is an illusion? At the core of the free will debate lies the tension between two opposing views, free will and determinism. This age-old philosophical conundrum has puzzled thinkers for centuries, raising questions about human nature, morality, and the very essence of existence. Free will, as we've alluded to, is the belief that we have the power to make choices freely, independent of any external constraints. It is the idea that we are not merely puppets controlled by strings of fate, but rather we hold the scissors to cut those strings. It suggests that we are the authors of our own lives, responsible for the choices we make and the paths we forge. Every decision, from the mundane to the monumental, is a testament to our autonomy and self-determination. Determinism, on the other hand, paints a very different picture. It posits that our lives are governed by a web of causality, where every action is the result of preceding events and conditions. This perspective argues that every event, including our choices and actions, is causally determined by prior events and the laws of nature. In this view, the universe operates like a vast, intricate machine, with each cog and wheel turning in perfect synchrony. In this view, our lives are like domino chains, each event inevitably toppling the next, leaving no room for true choice or autonomy. The illusion of choice is just that, an illusion, masking the underlying deterministic forces at play. Imagine a simple act, reaching for a cup of coffee. To the casual observer, it seems like a straightforward, conscious decision. A determinist would argue that this action, seemingly insignificant, was actually set in motion long ago. The choice to reach for that cup is the culmination of countless prior influences and events. Your genes, your upbringing, your environment, your past experiences, all of these factors converged to create the specific set of circumstances that led to you at this precise moment reaching for that cup of coffee. Thus, the debate between free will and determinism continues, challenging us to ponder the true nature of our existence and the extent of our control over our own destinies. Defining free will is no easy feat. It's a concept that has been debated for centuries, and there's no single definition that everyone agrees on. However, at its core, free will is the capacity for genuine self-determination. It's the ability to have acted differently if we had chosen to do so. This means that our choices are not simply the product of our genes, our upbringing, or other external factors. Instead, we have an independent capacity to reason, deliberate, and make choices based on our own values and desires. Free will is essential to our understanding of ourselves as moral agents. If we don't have free will, if our actions are predetermined, then how can we be held responsible for our actions? This question has profound implications for our legal system, our social norms, and even our personal relationships. Daniel Dennett, a prominent philosopher of mind, offers a compelling perspective on the free will debate. His ideas challenge the traditional dichotomy between free will and determinism, suggesting a more nuanced understanding of human agency. Dennett is a compatibilist, meaning he believes that free will and determinism are not mutually exclusive. In other words, He argues that it is possible for our actions to be both determined by prior causes and still be free in a meaningful sense. He argues that even if our actions are causally determined, we can still have a meaningful sense of free will. This perspective allows for a reconciliation between the scientific understanding of the world and our everyday experiences of making choices. Dennett's argument hinges on the idea that free will is not about some magical ability to transcend the laws of physics. Instead, it is about understanding the nature of human decision-making within the framework of these laws. Instead, it's about the capacity for rational thought, deliberation, and the ability to act in accordance with our desires. This means that our ability to reflect on our actions and make reasoned decisions is what constitutes free will. He uses the analogy of a chess-playing computer. The computer's moves are determined by its programming, yet it can still be said to make choices based on its understanding of the game and its goal of winning. Although the computer's moves are determined by its programming, it can still be said to make choices based on its understanding of the game and its goal of winning. This analogy helps to illustrate how determinism and free will can coexist. Similarly, we humans, while subject to the laws of physics and the constraints of our biology, can still make choices based on our values, beliefs, and desires. This compatibilist view offers a way to understand human freedom in a scientifically coherent manner. Section 5. Harris's Case for Illusion. Sam Harris, a renowned neuroscientist and philosopher, takes a decidedly different stance on free will. Harris argues that free will, as we commonly understand it, is an illusion. He contends that our conscious experience of making choices is simply a product of brain activity, and that this activity is itself determined by prior causes, beyond our conscious control. Harris points to research in neuroscience that suggests our brains make decisions before we are even consciously aware of them. This research, he argues, undermines the notion that we are conscious agents in control of our own decisions. He suggests that our feeling of free will is a kind of user illusion, much like the icons on a computer screen that give us the illusion of directly manipulating the underlying code. In reality, he argues, our conscious experience is merely a reflection of processes occurring at a deeper, unconscious level. Section 6. Kant's Transcendental Idealism. Immanuel Kant, a towering figure in Western philosophy, offered a unique perspective on the free will debate. Kant believed that we can never have direct knowledge of reality as it truly is, only of reality as it appears to us. This is the foundation of his transcendental idealism. Kant argued that we experience the world through the lens of our own minds, which structure our perceptions of space, time, and causality. This means that while we experience ourselves as free agents, this experience is shaped by the structure of our own minds. He distinguished between the phenomenal world, the world as we experience it, and the noumenal world, the world as it exists independently of our minds. While he believed that determinism might hold true in the noumenal world, he also argued that we are free in the phenomenal world, the world of our experience. Section 7. Free will in the real world. The implications of the free will debate extend far beyond the halls of academia. They touch upon some of the most fundamental aspects of human experience, shaping our understanding of morality, responsibility, and justice. For instance, if free will is an illusion, what does this mean for our legal system, which is largely predicated on the idea of personal responsibility? If our actions are not truly our own, can we be held accountable for them? These questions are not merely theoretical. They have real-world implications for how we punish criminals, how we understand mental illness, and even how we raise our children. If we believe that people are not fully in control of their actions, are we more likely to show compassion and understanding? Or does this lead to a dangerous sense of moral relativism? Section 8. The moral implications. The question of free will is inextricably linked to the question of morality. If our actions are predetermined, can we truly be said to be morally responsible for them? If a person commits a crime because of their genes or their upbringing, are they truly to blame? This is a deeply unsettling question, and there are no easy answers. Some argue that even if free will is an illusion, we still need to hold people accountable for their actions in order to maintain social order. Others contend that a belief in free will is essential for morality. They argue that if we don't believe we have the capacity to choose between right and wrong, then morality itself becomes meaningless. Section 9. The choice is yours, or is it? The free will debate is a philosophical labyrinth with no clear exit. It's a debate that has raged for centuries, and it's unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. But that doesn't mean it's not a debate worth having. Wrestling with the question of free will forces us to confront fundamental truths about ourselves and our place in the universe. It challenges us to consider what it means to be human, to be moral agents, and to live meaningful lives in a world where the nature of choice itself is uncertain. So the next time you make a decision, big or small, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, was that choice truly my own? Or was it simply the inevitable consequence of a long chain of causes stretching back to the beginning of time? The answer, like the question itself, is yours to ponder. Thanks for diving deep with us today. If you enjoyed this thought-provoking journey, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode.